Direct sales is a personal development program with a check attached. Jack Canfield said this in my interview with him, and I'm in 100% agreement. And I'm excited to announce the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Virtual Summit with the exclusive Jack Canfield interview replay is happening on March 24th, 25th, and 26th of 2022. We will not only have Jack Canfield, but 23 additional speakers and experts who are going to share their expertise, knowledge, and secrets to direct sales success. Jack is sharing his success principles as they apply to direct sales and network marketing. We also have a TikTok expert, a business video expert, diversity and recruiting, mindset coaches, public speaking experts, direct sales experts, and so many more. And the best part of this summit, it's happening online and it's complimentary. You get access to 3 days of speakers and topics that are going to help you build your business, grow your sales, grow your team in 2022. And all of it is at no charge to you. Go reserve your digital seat at summit.badassdirectsalesmastery.com. Again, reserve your seat at summit.badassdirectsalesmastery.com.
Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rock star direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jennie will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, Jennie Bellinger, your direct sales dom, helping you whip your business into shape. And today I am really excited because I have with me McKinley Oswald as a guest. And for the past 25 years, McKinley has been heavily involved in working with direct sales companies and industry leaders to help them achieve success. His full-time contributions at Verb Technologies began after graduating from the University of Utah in 1998, when he became involved in the culture and direction of Sound Concepts. And now that's a company that was acquired by Verb in 2019. Although it was originally started with kit assembly and cassette duplication. Oh my gosh, cassettes back in the day. Woo, that's taken me back a while. The company has now progressed far beyond that to offer a diverse lineup of sales enablement tools and marketing services on the Verb digital platform. In his role as president of direct sales, McKinley has worked with hundreds of direct sales companies to help enable their field to succeed. So welcome to the show, McKinley.
Thanks, Jennie. I'm super excited to be here. Followed your podcast and excited to be on today and chat with you.
Oh, I'm really glad you're here because the reason we connected, and I don't know if you know this, is because LinkedIn is really smart. And it was like, you keep posting about direct sales and this company keeps posting about direct sales. Maybe you two should meet. And so I started digging into Verb, the stuff that you guys had on LinkedIn. I started digging into, and then I saw you had a podcast. I was like, oh, so I listened to those and those were fun. And so, yeah. So give us a little bit of background. So what is Verb?
A really good question. Let me start a little bit with Sound Concepts to give the listeners a little bit of background. So my dad started a cassette duplication company in the late 80s. And we all know that in the 90s, that's how network marketing was built, right? Direct sales was cassette tapes and introducing people. And those of you who have been around the industry a long time know, for example, the cassette tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It was a tape that was passed out over and over by health companies within the direct sales space to build the business. In fact, one year we duplicated more Dead Doctors Don't Lie cassette tapes than the top selling rock album that year, which was Def Leppard Hysteria. So you take it way back, right? And so that's just how it was built. And the tools were used to build the direct sales company. So fast forward, 25, 30 years from that point, and we started building a technology. This was about 12 years ago when we started building our sales enablement platform for direct sales, because we knew what had become CDs and DVDs, that was going to continue to phase out, right? And so we built a sales enablement platform to allow direct sales companies to provide for their field to be able to have the right digital tools to be able to continue to build their business. So no different from handing out the cassette tape. Now it's just I shoot a text with a video, or I may record an interactive video using the Verb technology and put links up there for people to click to buy my product or learn more about my product or to try a sample. And so not very different from that culture of building a direct sales business. It's just the medium has changed. And so over the past 30 years, we've worked with companies from startup phase to billion-dollar enterprises, providing tools to create activity in the field to supply growth. And so that's all about what's in our DNA, is helping direct sellers and direct sales companies to succeed and grow their businesses.
That's so fascinating to hear that, because it's like, having been in the field myself and knowing what was available to me back when I started, because when I started, we had a DVD that we watched for training so that we got that, because, the internet just wasn't being used as much yet.
For sure.
And so those DVDs, and I wasn't involved in direct sales in the 80s or 90s. I was still in school. But I remember those days of people carrying around those cassette libraries. And now we can literally, using that computer that we hold in our pocket or our purse,
right? Yeah.
Can share out our message, our video, our opportunity, our products. And it just makes it so much easier. So are you working exclusively with direct sales companies, or will you work with maybe a team within a company if the company hasn't decided to jump on board? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do both, where we will work a lot of times with executives at the company, but a lot of times leaders, like when you were in the field, you had the right tools that you would provide to your team. And so a lot of leaders, maybe their company hasn't adopted the technology, or they may be going a different direction. And so we will create that relationship with a team of leaders, and then they'll use it for their team. And sometimes then the corporate company ends up adopting that. But a lot of times the field leaders just use that as a tool to grow the business, and it really can help to drive that. And so, it doesn't have to be, a company decision. Field leaders can also be able to drive and use this tool in that way. And that's the great part about Verb. We've created it in a way where we work with people who are, like, for example, we've just started working with a company, someone that I worked with when I started my career out of the University of Utah, duplicating cassette tapes. And at this time, this executive was a big executive for a company that started growing, grew to, over, I think, $4.5 billion in sales in about a 10-year period. Well, he had an exit strategy, several years ago. He's now starting a new company. And so fast forward, it's a brand new startup. They're using the app and the Verb platform to provide the tools in a startup phase. And so it's a brand new deal. This guy's been around direct sales, but it's fun for me because back in the day, we were creating the cassette tapes for him, and now we're creating this. But in that same way, I have very close friends who, top leaders at Modere and other companies and things like that we will work with and be able to then provide that tool. There's a company out of Dallas that we work with that their top leader came to me and said, look, the company's not ready for this, but I get it. I know what you guys are doing. Let's provide this to my team. And so for the past 4 years, we've provided the app. So whether you're a startup company, whether you're a leader with a team that wants to use it, Verb provides that platform that it's affordable, whether you're a brand new startup, small team, big team, billion-dollar brand, that we can find an option that will work for you.
So I'm curious then now for the people who are listening, my audience, some of them are those leaders that we're talking about, and some of them are brand spanking new to the industry. Is the technology that you guys have really, is it user friendly that people can pick up pretty quickly? Is it app based? Is it web app based?
Yeah, really good question. And so that's kind of been in our DNA. When we started in the 90s, that at that point, the tools had to do the work. That's a key part about understanding tools in the direct sales industry is they allow the individual to become the messenger and not have to be the message, right? If people have to duplicate and become the best sales leader or know all the science on a product or all the details, it's not going to work. And that's the beauty of direct sales. It's the ultimate side gig, the ultimate hustle, right? You can be doing a full-time job and come in and do this. And so we've built our technology. It is app-based, so on the phone or a web app on your computer, but we challenge our team saying, hey, we know the demographic of direct sales. We know it's part-time for 85% of the industry. We know that it's got to be as simple and easy to use because it's not 50 hours a week that they can devote to it. So we challenge, for example, any action or activity taken in the app, we challenge our product team. Someone's got to be able to do it within 3 to 5 taps of their phone. So sending a video, recording a video, doing something like that, it can't be a complicated, detailed process. It's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. And we also know a lot of people who come into direct sales, they may not have a ton of sales experience. They may not have a ton of technology experience. And so we've had to create the tool in a simple way where it can be built that way. And so that's the beauty of the technology is we've really challenged our team to make it simple, easy to use. And I talk with people, it's got to be as easy that my 75-year-old mom who uses this mainly to play Words with Friends, that she could get in and use it to send a sample, to send a video, and she can. And so usually that's our test case. If my mom can do it, anyone could do it.
Oh, that is so good to hear because, I do have to say that as someone who's been in the industry now personally since 2010, I've seen a wide variety of options available from various direct sales companies. Sometimes it's stuff that's really, really simple. And other times it's like you have to get a degree.
The user manual could be this thick to do it.
Right?
If you look at it, right, it's the concept that Apple did with the iPhone, right? You open that box and there isn't a user manual that's 40 pages, right? It's one sheet and it's do this, this, and this, and then walk through the technology. And so we do the same thing with our app. When someone joins, whether it's a team or a direct sales company, they get a text message from us that says, hey, go download this free app, start using it. They tap on the button, they use their same credentials that they use in the back office, or we even have a magic link. We can do an integration where they just tap the button and it magically, quote unquote, magically gets them in the app. And then it tells them, hey, step 1, 2, 3, 4, start doing this. So we had a company we were working with, one of our clients, they challenged us. They said, we need someone within their first 4 minutes of enrollment to send a sample of our product and send a video to someone. So the technology does that. They sign up within moments. They get that text, they get into the app, they send a sample, they send a video to their first friend. That builds confidence, right? Because we know that too. Someone gets so excited, but then it's like, now what do I do? How do I get started? And by the time they wait for their starter kit to come or their upline to teach them, that excitement may have died. And so literally within 4 minutes, they can be in the app. That excitement's still there. I'm sending a product sample, I'm sending a video, and it's that easy to do. So we think that our onboarding process creates a way that it really impacts someone's success. It impacts a team's retention and growth, and same for the company.
Ah, bravo. I got to say, because one of the things that I work with as a coach with my clients who are in the leadership positions is saying, how can we make onboarding as easy and simple as possible so that your team wants to onboard, right? Yeah. So that they're not being held back by thinking it's this big, huge process.
Because it can feel overwhelming, right? And it can't be that. You got to simplify it. We actually did a case study with a $450 million company, one of our clients, and they found that if they could get someone in the app in month 1, that they doubled their retention at 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. So double, not an increase of 5 to 10%, which would be huge, but doubled. So what that means is I'm in the app. We have a simple mobile LMS in here. I have the tools. I've started building my phone-based business. So literally, they had at the year point, they were averaging about 13% retention, which is pretty industry standard, 26% of the people who got in the app in month 1 were still in the business. And so the takeaways for us from that case study were exactly what you're saying, Jenny. Look, start them out right, build confidence, give them the tools they need, help them to succeed. They're much more likely to still be in the business at 3 months, at 6 months, at 9 months, at 12 months. And at the end of the day, that's what we want for the industry. We don't want the churn and burn. We want people who are going to succeed. We want to give them the tools that they need to succeed. And Verb Technology, we've really found a way to do that.
Those statistics are huge, guys. Like I know if you're listening to this, you may be aware of the turnover that happens in direct sales and network marketing. And if you've gone back and listened to my very first episode, you know that that's what got me into coaching, was my realization that 90% of people that were in the room with me at my 5-year anniversary had not been there 5 years before. And that's pretty industry standard. And so to hear that there's a doubling of retention in 3, 6, 9, and 12 months for people sticking around, that's huge. Now, something you said in there, and I just want to point out for people if they caught it and they're like, what's that? He said that there's an LMS system in the technology. Now, I know what that is.
Right.
McKinley, what's an LMS system?
Really good question. And our company, we spent over $1 million developing this feature. And LMS stands for Learning Management System. And they can do it all from their phone. And we think that's a key part to retention, because a lot of times, right, someone signs up in direct sales, they have that fire, but then what? What do I do? And so our LMS, our learning management system, they get in the app in day one, and then it walks them through, hey, getting started. Here's what you do. Maybe it's a welcome from the team leader. Maybe it's a welcome from the company. Here's what we want you to do in your first 24 hours. And there's videos, there's PDFs, there's images that they go through, and it's all on mobile. We also have a web app so they can do it on their desktop if they feel more comfortable. But I can do this while I'm on the subway commuting, while I'm waiting to pick up my kid at football practice. I can go through the mobile LMS and learn. And that way it trains them, it educates them. And we do it in a way with our LMS. I've got an article that's coming out in the world of direct selling, and also in the Direct Sales Association's publication. They came to us and said, hey, we're hearing things about what you guys are doing with your LMS. Tell us about it. Part of it is what's known as gamification. Gamifying something, right, is making it fun, giving it awards, giving it badges, where we know that if it's fun for someone, they're going to go through the process. And so our Learn tool, that's what we call it, Verb Learn, it takes them through and they can learn. And then at the end of the lesson, I get an award. It's a badge that goes on my badge wall. And it can be a reward from the company. Maybe it's a promo code for a discount off of swag. Maybe it's a promo code off of product. And at the same time, the cool part about Learn is it notifies the upline lead. So let's say, Jenny, you enrolled me. I'm in day one. I pass off the course, getting started in the business. It sends you a push notification in the app that says, hey, Jenny, McKinley passed the getting started test. Follow up with him. You send me a text, say, hey, awesome. I heard you finished your course. You got that badge. Oh, and that promo code, use it on this product. So proud of you. Way to go. So it does all of that. It's gamified in the process. So I learn, I have fun while I'm doing it. I get the recognition, and it notifies my upline, who then recognizes me. And we even have some companies who take that reporting and they tie it into their reward system in the back end. So they give them points to earn products, they advance. And so it's a really complex and thought through process, but it's simple to use. And one other tip on that, we had a Harvard trained UX UI specialist. So user experience, user interface, take a look at Learn. And it was one of our clients, a multi-billion-dollar direct sales company, who hired this person to take a look and say, what do you think? And she said, look, the only critique I have of this is your content. We can improve on your content, but this is the most simple LMS that I've seen anywhere. And it wasn't anywhere within direct sales, it was anywhere. And so we're really proud of what we've built. And those retention numbers, I think, directly tie back to Verb Learn, to educating someone, gamifying, rewarding them, and then involving the upline for the follow-up and for really building and recognizing their new people and helping them to advance.
Absolutely. That recognition piece is really important, because one of the things that not every leader knows right off the bat is all about the various love languages. And hey, words of affirmation is one of the 5 love languages, right? And so having that ability to know that they're going through this, that their new team members are, progressing through that onboarding process, and then eventually through Now, are leaders also notified when that sales team member sends out X number of videos or,
Good
you know?
question.
Yeah.
We have some tools that can show leaderboards. They can show team things. And so, yeah, there is some of that too. And we have a new feature that we call Verb Pulse. And what Pulse does is both from a customer standpoint and a team standpoint, it notifies me of things like that. So for example, on the customer side, it would notify me saying, hey, Jenny has an order going out this week with this, follow up with her. And it gives me a suggested message to send and a digital tool. So maybe it's a video, maybe it's a PDF to send out. And then on the team side, on the business side, it says, hey, Jenny just ranked up. Follow up with her, share this message with her. Or Jenny is $500 away from advancing to the next rank. She needs to do it in 3 days. Follow up with her. So the app sends me a push notification, prompts me, drives these behaviors, gives me tasks, whether it's product or business related, and then engages me to follow up. So in that way that you were asking that question of alluding to, that give me insights to my team, and to my customers as well, that then I'm engaging more from a personal level. So instead of the company maybe sending an email saying, hey, congrats, or hey, you have this product shipment, it's me. It's their sponsor. It's the person who enrolled them as a customer, following up with a personal message. And we know that that personal connection, that's what network marketing is all about. It's built kneecap to kneecap, belly to belly, now smartphone to smartphone. But creating that personal message is what creates that growth and that success for the business.
Absolutely. So I'm sure by now the audience is like, I don't have this, or man, this sounds really freaking cool. How can they reach out to you? Where can they get a hold of you if they're sitting here going, I want that?
Good question. So first they could go to our website, which is at verb.tech. You can go there and we have a direct sales link that shows that, because our company also does this for other industries. Our main focus is direct sales. It's over 90% of our customer base and that, but you can go there and learn about it. You can also find us on YouTube, Verb Technology, or you can email me at mjo@verb.tech and we can engage. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to chat about it, send you, some videos about what we do and show how we can help, whether it's your team or your company, to be able to grow.
Yeah, I think that's really cool that you guys not only do this for direct sales businesses, but other businesses as well. Because one thing I've been trying to tell people for years is direct sales is a business.
Yes,
Business is business is business. The same concepts that work if you have a paint company work for a skincare direct sales company.
And that has changed, right? Because the perception 15 years ago or 20 years ago it was totally different. Whereas now you look at Uber, you look at, social marketers that are, whether it's social influencers or whatever that may be, business is business, whether it's direct sales, whatever. So the things you coach on, right, can be applicable to someone who is building their painting business or whatever, their flower business or their direct sales business. So just like you're saying, it does that. But at the end of the day, our passion is that. I've been around the industry for over 3 decades. Really excited to help companies to grow, because at the end of the day, it's stories like yours that come in, find the success, grow a team, really succeed, and then help others. That's the difference for me within direct sales. Is a lot of times there is that community. There is a way to help and build others from a personal development, from a growth standpoint. That's different from business, but the business principles absolutely remain.
Oh, wow. Well, this whole thing, I mean, I know you and I had a previous conversation a few months back where I was, we were feeling each other out, seeing if this was a fit. This is mind blowing, McKinley. This is just so freaking cool. And let me tell you, I think I have some connections for you
Awesome.
that will help benefit my clients and also help benefit Verb. It's all about a win-win here. So,
Absolutely.
So McKinley, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule as the president of direct sales at Verb Technology. I know that you have a lot going on, so I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you.
So happy to do it. Thank you. Thanks for all that you do for the industry. It's people like you as well that help people to learn and grow, and congrats on all your success. I'm a big fan, so appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much, McKinley. I appreciate that. And now, Badass Crew, you know how this goes. Stay tuned, because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jennie Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.